Next we have is a panel discussion. The state focus, paying specific attention on cinematic incentives of Gujarat. We're going to begin this with an AV. Can we have the AV, please?
गुरूर में डूबे समंदर को भी कहाँ पता था कि वो एक दिन बंजर रन बन जाए। मेरे मरने का मातम मत करना। मैंने खुद ये शहादत चुनी है। मैं जीता हूँ मरने के लिए। मेरा नाम है सिपाही। कच्छ का ये रंग हिंदुस्तान का ड्रोन है। कल्पनाओं का अद्भुत जादुई संसार है सिनेमा। सिनेमा अपने दीवानों को सपनों की एक अनोखी दुनिया की यात्रा पर ले जाता है, जहां वे जीवन की जटिलताओं को भूलकर शांति और सुकून का अनुभव करते हैं। देश के सबसे लंबे समुद्र तट वाला गुजरात पर्यटन की दृष्टि से बहुत ही संपन्न है। यहां राजा महाराजाओं के भव्य महल हैं, खूबसूरत गांव और सुंदर शहरों का लोक जीवन है। पहाड़, जंगल, नदियों और सफेद रेगिस्तान की अथाह प्राकृतिक संपदा है। सदियों की विरासत है और सुखद वर्तमान के साथ उन्नत भविष्य का विजन है। सच में बहुत ही खूबसूरत है गुजरात। गुजरात की यही भौगोलिक विभिन्नता और सामाजिक सुंदरता हमेशा से फिल्म निर्माताओं को आकर्षित करती रही है। बहुत सी बड़ी हिंदी फिल्मों जैसे कि लगान, रामलीला, कायपो 6 आदि की शूटिंग यहां की लोकेशंस में हुई है। फिल्म निर्माण से पर्यटन में तरक्की की अपार संभावनाओं को देखते हुए गुजरात सरकार का पर्यटन मंत्रालय लागू कर रहा है राज्य की सर्वप्रथम सिनेमैटिक टूरिज्म पॉलिसी। इस पॉलिसी का उद्देश्य फिल्मों की शूटिंग के लिए एक मजबूत इकोसिस्टम प्रदान करने के साथ राज्य में फिल्म और टेलीविजन प्रोडक्शन से संबंधित इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के विकास पर जोर देना है। नई सिनेमैटिक टूरिज्म पॉलिसी से राज्य में फिल्म इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स को दी जाएगी वित्तीय सहायता, जिनसे राज्य में फिल्म सिटी, फिल्म और टीवी स्टूडियो, फिल्म ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट और पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन सुविधाएं विकसित होंगी। विभिन्न फिल्म मेकिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स को इस पॉलिसी के अंतर्गत सुविधाएं प्रदान की जाएंगी। राज्य में शूट होने वाले फिल्म, वेब सीरीज, डॉक्यूमेंट्री और ब्रांड एफिलिएशन के प्रोजेक्ट्स को इस पॉलिसी के तहत सुविधाएं दी जाएंगी। तीसरे तरह के प्रोजेक्ट्स में बड़े बजट की मूवीज, मेगा फिल्म और म्यूजिक इवेंट्स एवं राष्ट्रीय और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर के फिल्म अवार्ड समारोह के आयोजन में ये पॉलिसी वित्तीय सहायक होगी। सिनेमैटिक टूरिज्म पॉलिसी के माध्यम से राज्य सरकार गुजरात आने वाले फिल्म निर्माताओं को शूटिंग के लिए मंजूरी, सुरक्षा, प्रशासनिक सहयोग देगी एवं TCGL द्वारा संचालित होटल्स में डिस्काउंट देने और मान्यता प्राप्त ट्रांसपोर्ट सेवा प्रदाताओं से संबद्ध कराने के साथ फीडबैक सिस्टम से व्यवस्थाओं की प्रगति का निरंतर जायजा भी लेगी। देश विदेश के फिल्म निर्माताओं को आकर्षित करती सिनेमैटिक टूरिज्म पॉलिसी से राज्य में सिनेमा के व्यवसाय के साथ साथ पर्यटन को बढ़ावा मिलेगा, जिससे स्थानीय रोजगार के अवसर बढ़ेंगे, आर्थिक विकास होगा और गुजरात राज्य सिनेमा के क्षेत्रीय बॉलीवुड, हॉलीवुड, टीवी और OTT उद्योगों का पसंदीदा गंतव्य बनेगा। गुजरात का पर्यटन मंत्रालय अनूठी सिनेमैटिक टूरिज्म पॉलिसी के साथ देश और दुनिया के सभी फिल्म निर्देशकों और निर्माताओं को दे रहा है विनम्र आमंत्रण। फिल्म बनानी है तो आइए गुजरात, क्योंकि गुजरात के जर्रे जर्रे में है एक खास फिल्मी बात।
May I please welcome on stage Mr. Shri Hareet Shukla, to give us a presentation on cinematic tourism in Gujarat.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank NFDC for giving us this opportunity. I was sitting there and listening to all the young, talented people making their pitches. I was thinking I'm very, very fortunate. I'm in a totally different field. I'm not here to pitch any idea or my movie idea. I'm here to pitch my state, actually. It is a very, very competitive environment there. And probably I'm the first representative from any state government making this presentation. I feel I have less of competition. I also feel that I have an offer for all of you. Most of you were pitching for your ideas for film, for funding. We have come out with this policy which directly, indirectly take care of your roughly 20 to 25% of expenditure for any kind of film shooting, film-related project if you do the project in Gujarat. Gujarat, as you know, is a state with well-developed infrastructure, a highly developed industrial state, but it is also one of the states which has great geographical diversity. In the state of Gujarat, you have deserts, you have wetlands, beaches, lush forest. From Dhalavira, which is one of the first cities in India, to a smart city, GIFT city, which is coming up in Gujarat. We have a lot of options. There are a lot of destinations. There are a lot of festivals which we organize on a regular basis. All this presents a huge opportunity. Gujarat is also a policy-driven state, and we have around 40 policies in different sectors which take care of diverse subjects like industry, IT, biotechnology, and many other subjects. In tourism department, we felt a need to have a structured policy for cinematic tourism policy. And as a part of ease of doing process, we have come out with this policy. I will not go in too much of detail, just 5 or 6 slides. I'll just give a basic outline of the cinematic tourism policy of Gujarat. Gujarat is a destination for every story. There are various sites, right from Ran of Kutch, Porbandar, Junagadh, Gir, Palanpur, Rani Ki Vav, which is also now very famous. We have, in fact, 4 UNESCO World Heritage Sites: Ahmedabad, Rani Ki Vav, Patan, and Dholavira now. We also have a Blue Flag Beach in Shivrajpur, a very long coastline, 22 centuries, 4 national parks. Now, Statue of Unity has come up with one destination which is getting very, very popular with people all around. We have been doing the Ran Utsav, which has been made famous by the legendary Amitabh Bachchan, who is our brand ambassador. And this year I was in Kutch, and you'll not believe not a single tent was vacant. Everything was totally packed. So a lot of destinations in Gujarat. As far as our policy is concerned, it basically consists of 3 pillars. One is we are offering attractive financial incentives for filmmaking in Gujarat. We are simplifying the procedures and administrative support for a very effective policy. And then we want to promote through this policy film infrastructure in Gujarat. Next. So if broadly in this one slide, you'll get a basic idea of what Gujarat is offering. For all kind of filmmaking in all languages, for brand affiliation, for TV and web series making, documentaries, our policy makes provision for all these things. When we were making this policy, we studied all the existing policies of various states and also of some other countries. And I can assure you that our policy matches the kind of incentive which are offered in any other state, and also it covers many of the provisions which are not there in other existing policies. We have tried to cover all the content which is being developed for OTT platforms. We have included documentaries, web series in our policy also. Roughly, I will say, we are going to reimburse 25% of the eligible cost of production which is done in Gujarat. So if you do shooting in Gujarat, if you work in Gujarat, roughly 25% of your expenditure which you have done in Gujarat will be reimbursed by government of Gujarat. So in a way, all those young people who are pitching their ideas, we are ready to take 25% stake in your film if you are ready to do your film in Gujarat. The other provisions are also there. We have a provision for mega films in which there is no cap. So 3 big budget films every year would be promoted by government of Gujarat. Here again, 25% of the cost of production will be reimbursed, but there is no limit upper cap for these kind of films. And also we have a provision for mega events which will be conducted in Gujarat. It can be any kind of film-related event, social media-related event. Roughly 20% of the eligible expenditure which will be done there will be reimbursed by Gujarat government. Then there are a lot of steps which we have taken in our policy to strengthen the ecosystem and to promote private investment in this sector. The policy makes provision for the projects like Film City, Film and TV Studio, Film Training Institute, post-production facilities. In all these things, there are some eligibility criteria, but roughly 20% incentives on capital subsidy would be given for all these kind of Film City, Film Studio projects, Film Training Institutes, and post-production facilities in Gujarat. Along with the incentives, we are really trying to simplify the process, simplify the procedure, and make it very, very easy for everybody to apply, to process the application, and to get the final result. For that, we no doubt have created a facilitation portal. This is a general portal for all the online applications of Gujarat, and in this, film-related subjects are also covered. Then a film facilitation cell has been created in TCGL in our tourism corporation, and a portal for that has also been created. Along with the policy, we have already come up with a effective government resolution which makes this policy effective immediately. So this is a policy which is already existing in Gujarat, and you can apply using online platforms. We are working towards a system in which we want from end to end, from application to disbursement, should be online. That is our target. That is what we are trying, and I think we will achieve in next 2-3 months. As far as full film, besides these incentives, policies, procedures, we are also offering certain things which we directly deal with for film facilitation. For all the tourism-related properties that we own in Gujarat, we are offering 50% discount. For all the, we are creating a database of all the service providers. For example, if you want to hire transport facilities in Gujarat, there will be a ready list of vendors. And also we are creating a database of all the service providers related to your industry. Some of it is already there on Gujarat Tourism website, and others we are building on it. Plus, we will also facilitate security during filmmaking. In fact, our policy makes provision that on behalf of, if there is a request, there can be an appointment of a liaison officer for the entire project. And also, if security is required for filming, that will be provided by the state. As far as the disbursement is concerned, as I told you, we have a very simple process where you can submit your applications online. The scrutiny of the expenditure and documents, it is a very logical based system in which minimum possible documents have been asked. and the approvals is given by the state level committee. After that, the disbursement is done. Right now, the disbursement part and everything is not online because we have launched the policy just 2 months back and we are working on it. But very shortly, I personally feel that the most effective thing which we can do for making this policy really effective is a single window system that actually works. So whenever a film project wants to do some shooting in Gujarat, we should be able to provide a solution that should be truly single window. He should not have to go to anywhere, and we should also be able to process the entire application online. Policy is as good as the way it is implemented. Gujarat is one state which has a huge track record. If you look at all the industrial projects which have come to Gujarat, all the industries which have come to Gujarat, they had a very, very nice experience, good experience, and most of them are expanding in Gujarat after initially investing in Gujarat. All I can say is, जैसे हमारे ब्रांड एम्बेसडर साहब कहते हैं, अमिताभ बच्चन कहते हैं कि कुछ दिन तो गुजारो गुजरात में, मैं भी चाहता हूँ कि आप लोग आए और कुछ दिन गुजारे गुजरात में. I want to assure you that your experience will be very, very pleasant and you will be forming a long-term partnership with Gujarat. Thank you very much.
This wonderful presentation will be followed by a panel discussion. On our panel, we have Shri Hareet Shukla again, IAS Secretary Tourism, Government of Gujarat, who we just heard the presentation from. We also have on our panel Mr. Pravesh Sahni, founder India Take One Productions, and we have Vikramjit, our head FFO, moderating the panel discussion.
Hi, a very good evening. Well, after lunch, I think this is quite going to be an entertaining session because Gujarat is known for its entertainment quotient. And that is absolutely apparent from what we've seen today and the kind of feedback that we get in the industry, especially for those who choose Gujarat as a location. We've heard Sir speak about Gujarat and take us through and given you the why, the why of shooting in Gujarat, the why of filming in Gujarat. I'm going to come to my industry colleague, Pravesh, and I'm going to ask him the how of Gujarat. What I mean by the how of Gujarat, I mean, how are you going to optimize Gujarat given such an offering, not only from ease of filming, not only from simplification, but also incentives, and you've shot there. So we want to know from you, how do you optimize Gujarat, given today's, you could say, an incentive for a filmmaker to shoot? Pravesh, for you.
Firstly, Vikramjit, thank you for getting me here. And my experience in Gujarat, or rather Ahmedabad, has been a great experience, including the foreign producers. We shot a movie called Extraction, and it was a 70 million budget movie. And it's the highest watched movie on any OT platform ever. So it's broken all the records. And I'd like to thank Gujarat Tourism, Gujarat, everybody was so helpful, starting from the tourism, starting from the police. My experience that I would love to go back again. And we shot there when we did not have this incentive policy or any policies there. But we saw the cooperation from various departments, which were going hand in hand. They understood the filming. You go to any state or you tell them you want to block streets because you want to do stunts, you want to roll cars, and you want to have, And that was one state and the police department which encouraged us that we'll block the roads, we'll give you those roads. So firstly, my experience shooting there was tremendous, and I'd love to go there. And I'm pretty sure with this new policy, I've gone through the policy. The only thing what I felt about the policy, and I've shared, that the minimum budget of 50 crores should not be a ballpark figure in the policy. You know, we were there with Vikramjit and we were discussing it with Rajasthan when they had said that you need to shoot for these many days. There also I brought up this question because, you know, when we come, you can't tell anybody that you have to spend 50 crores. It's a lot of money today. If that can be brought down, you know, I think that would definitely help. And another thing which, you know, I'm pretty sure it's not in our hands. You know, I also got the scout done for Shantaram in Gujarat, Ahmedabad and stuff like that. They loved the place. If the film units coming from abroad or the crew coming in from you know, any place, if they can be given some relaxation on the policy as regards being a dry state. You know, because they feel, you know, we have stuntmen and people. We did face this a little bit of a problem, you know, staying at the Hyatt for 6 months. And, you know, everybody on Saturday and Sunday used to take a flight to Bombay.
You know, I'm still going to pursue with you. You choose your states in a very competitive manner. And you have India at your, you could say, at your disposal in terms of locations. You've spoken about how Gujarat is East filming. But what would you say, you know, if I take the incentive away? Of course, incentive is a very crucial aspect, and especially in today's creative economy when we're seeing a lot of audiovisual content being produced and it's kind of really jacked up from especially the post-pandemic era and with the advent of OTT. What are they competitive? How do you rank Gujarat competitively? And what would you say are the parameters that tend to kind of take you towards Gujarat? You spelled some of them out, but you know, just the bullets and the headlines.
See, it's very well connected with Bombay, you know, for getting the technical equipment. Like we chose Indore for a movie called Lion. See, when we are looking at locations, when we like to, basically all the equipment, the technical equipment today comes from Bombay, which is an overnight journey for the producers. Just instead of getting any equipment down south or getting equipment to our fellow colleagues, Delhi, you know, you have to pay for 1 week, 3 days travel this way, 3 days travel that way. But when we are shooting in, and if we need anything, it's overnight. I can get it. There are a lot of flights. There are road journey. It's very well connected, and it's a very friendly city. People don't, you know, trouble you. They understand filming. They go back and.
I think what you said is really important. I mean, for me, the one bit that kind of determines locations, given all other things, is that the location is truly film-friendly because the people are film-friendly. So now, sir, having heard that, you know, Gujarat has such a large footprint all over the world. And we talk about the Gujarati diaspora. You even have a World Congress of Gujarati folk. Hearing this, having set up your policy, how do you plan now to take this global? How do you plan to take brand Gujarat from a location filming point of view? What is your vision in that global footprint?
As you rightly said, there is a lot of Gujarati diaspora which is there all around the world, and they are really connected to Gujarat. I mean, every year most of them come back to their roots. They go back to villages from where they have migrated, and they are ready to contribute. I have been fortunate to work in Kutch, one district in particular which I can talk about, and I think because of these destinations now that they have reached international level, whether you talk of Ranotsav or Statue of Unity or Gir, Somnath, Dwarika. And the next obvious step would be after this thing, I think we are already getting some international projects, but I'm sure with good connections which we already have of Gujarati diaspora, we'll utilize that and get big projects in Gujarat.
Is there a plan in your mind,
We will
sir?
also like to promote it through with the whatever structure is there and all the film festivals which are happening around the world, and plus with Government of India's collaboration.
That's wonderful. I think the other aspect that, you know, kind of makes a producer go towards a particular state. I mean, let me put this in a little bit of perspective. A filming location is just not a location today anymore. It's an integral part of a narrative, a screenplay, that pushes your narrative, that allows your narrative to evolve and certainly becomes a character in it. So you might have the main actors, but your background actor through the entire narrative of that screenplay is your location. So therefore, locations become that much more important. Pravesh, if you know, as a line producer or as a producer, and you've done this worldwide, what if tomorrow the state of Gujarat, and rightfully so, and I would back what I'm saying, turns around and says, look, we welcome you, but how about you and I signing an MOU where we actually promote each other? Would you be willing to do that?
Absolutely. You know, when we were just talking about locations, you know, there was a movie we did which went very well called Life of Pi. You know, and in that, and the session before, you know, it was a book adaptation. And there they had mentioned that there's a zoo in the book. Actually, in Pondicherry, there was no zoo. But we made a zoo in Pondicherry, and I met the principal secretary and chief secretary here in Goa after that, and they told me that people come to us and ask where is the zoo, because that movie around the world showed the people that there's a zoo in Puducherry.
And was that zoo kept?
No, the zoo was never kept. We just made cages and those animals were just in the
So
post.
tell me, tomorrow you have, say tomorrow, you know, you do big films, so tomorrow you have a Tom Cruise coming and shooting. And if Tom Cruise were to give you a bite in Gujarati, you got to make that happen.
We did that.
Pravesh,
I think Chris Hemsworth said, and we have that bite for Gujarat tourism saying a thank you.
How about now going into the second step? You know, one is producers always come and says, okay, show me the color of money. Show me the money, like Jerry Maguire did, you know. And my point is, okay, we'll show you the money. We'll give you the incentive in time. But how about doing a special package? You know, seriously, when you're filming, how about creating a special package that promotes Gujarat very subtly? I'm not saying you have to be in your face and say, hey, I'm in Ahmedabad shooting this. No, but you can beautifully create a B-roll. You know what a B-roll is?
Yes.
Create a B-roll, you know, where you build this bit into it, which you then present to the state of Gujarat and say, look, take this on social media and we'll take it together. Will you do that?
Absolutely. You know, I love Gujarat and I enjoyed staying there. The people were nice, the food is nice, the location.
Hareet ji, he said he will do that. So
Yeah,
now,
I'll just grab this opportunity and
absolutely.
definitely invite him to Gujarat to sign a MOU.
Absolutely, you must do it. And I want you to think about, I would like you to express, I know this is, because it's been on my mind, so out of the hat, if you were to do such a thing, what would you include in that MOU? Out of the hat, we're just thinking out of the hat, out of the box.
See, in Gujarat, our approach is that we develop certain destinations like Ranotsav, Kutch has developed a destination. I worked there 15 years back, and last 15 years totally changed. It's already a set destination. Statue of Unity also has come up in last 2-3 years. Now we are focusing on new areas, so we are developing a project on Pakistan border, and it is something like a Wagah border, but it's a closed border. So there we have created a big adventure zone, and people can go to border. There is a BSF stadium created where everyday parade and everything is happening, and a lot of defense installations. So you can have a MiG, tank, everything has been put there. So it's a very entertainment plus, you can say, tourism destination. So we'll be working on that, and then next something is on our mind. So what we will do, we'll try to see how we can promote these destinations through his efforts.
So let's shift the story a little regional now. We've spoken about international, but he set the pitch for you to get your next Schwarzenegger film.
I just want to tell him when he's talking about the border and stuff like that. I did a movie called Wedding Guest, and you know we were shooting at the Indian border, and we had to request. You know, it took us a lot of time to get the BSF clearance. Again, because it was foreigners, it was Michael Winterbottom, and in the scene we had Dev Patel coming in from Pakistan. And can you believe it? Over the phone, we didn't go to Pakistan because unfortunately we cannot. We got the permission over the phone in one day. Wow. I requested the person, explained to him our profile. I said, Dev Patel, just open your doors of the border so that we can film him coming in. And the Pakistan government obliged, their border people obliged, and that shot looks beautiful.
So this project which we have done, which I was talking about, is basically in collaboration with BSF. So BSF is a partner in that, and The border, this is 25 kilometers before the border, but the entire project has been done keeping BSF as a partner.
Sir, I want to take a question to you. When you're doing, say, we're talking about regional now, and if you look at, there are so many cinemas of India, Bengal, the prolific South, Marathi. What's your pitch to them in terms of, because they would also say, hey, my state has everything that you have. How are you going to differentiate that pitch in the regional context?
See, what I say is that the best thing about Gujarat is that we are very consistent. We have a track record in every field. So, whatever we promise, we always deliver. That is the thing which differentiates Gujarat from other states. Whether it's about the industrial policy or any other sector, whatever we have promised, we have delivered in time. Fortunately, we have not only very good infrastructure, but a lot of stability in the system, political stability. There are no issues when people are very, very friendly, as he said, very positive. So I think it is our track record which differentiates us from other states.
So would you be looking at building a data bank of all your filmic resources, be it the production services, be it the animation, be it the VFX, be it the people, because human capital is a huge requirement in the film industry.
So that is what I said also, I mentioned in my presentation. We have started doing it and it is there on our website, but it's a work in progress because we just started after the last interaction. I got this idea, we got this idea, so we started building it. It's there on the website and we are committed to take it forward and do the maximum possible inventory mapping in the website.
So Pravesh, are you going to set all your films in Gujarat now?
Are you in actually, it also, no, it's not, no, I'm being honest.
Are you in any more state sessions?
Yes.
I've asked you this question.
I was with you in Rajasthan and I think tomorrow I'm in Uttarakhand. So, but I'd like definitely, Gujarat has a lot to offer. Gujarat has a lot, but because we do foreign features, when we do get some, like Shantaram, we scouted entire India, starting from Punjab, Chandigarh, Ahmedabad, and then he fell in love with Bhopal. So, but there are places which are driven by another movie which we've just filed with Vikramjit for permission. That film is to be shot in Delhi itself. It can't, it's based in Delhi. The story is of Delhi. So sometimes Slumdog was based in Dharavi slums, so we couldn't take it anywhere.
Pravesh, you pitch to Hollywood producers to get their films in India. What would you talk about Gujarat? I mean, don't give me the cliched, okay, out of the cliched box. What's going to be your pitch?
I'm telling you that I pitched Shantaram because I had such a good experience and I got an amazing scout done and we found the houses and stuff like that but they checked with the Netflix and they tagged it as, because again it was supposed to be, unfortunately we were hit with COVID and we had to close in March 2019, but otherwise they had that tag where Netflix people told them, it's an excellent place, Patrick enjoyed himself, he gave us excellent reviews for NFDC also, but the only thing he said, it's a little antisocial for the crew.
But we've just come out of a script to screenplay. So in the publishing business, that when you take a book and you really love the book, you say it's unputdownable. So I think every time I'm trying to put him because he's done 2 states, so I'm trying to really tell him that, and he comes back to Gujarat, which just shows that here is a state, and I'll give you a little incident and I want to back that up. Ms. Khyati Nayak is here. There was a inquiry which had come in, sir, from Paramount Studios. And they had asked us that which state would be willing in India to create an entire city and then blow it up. But they would take care of the environment, etc., etc. So we sent out that mail, and the first response that we got was from Gujarat. So, and I think that's very, very proactive. The fact that today, sir, we have co-productions, and I would really like you to have conversations with the people who are in the co-production market and talk about your state and your location. Would Gujarat promote co-productions of Gujarati films on an international scale. Would you tweak your incentive policy towards that? Would you think of it at least?
See, we are as a state very open to and open and flexible about our policy. We'll definitely consider all the suggestions. I think Pravesh ji also mentioned the cap of 50 crores and certain other things which have come up after we announced the policy. A lot of suggestions have come up. All I can say, we are very, very open and we will try to incorporate all the suggestions when we go to modify the policy.
I want to ask the moderator, can we carry on talking? Can we have a few more rounds? Or should we open it to the, So before I want to open it up to the, to the public here and the delegates for a short Q&A, I want to come back to both of you again. You know, imagine there's a room, Pravesh, imagine there's a room full of different state governments pitching to you, right? And you're used to this. What would you tell Gujarat to be its one line? Like you keep telling me. So what would you tell Gujarat? Because it's important, you know, for the other side to know your perspective, and then I'm going to ask Sir the same question.
See, basically, as soon as we get the script, we know which place it is. If the government gets us those permits quickly, you know, sometimes there's a delay in getting the permits. That sometimes the foreign producers are not used to it. Because when they say 2 weeks or 10 days, they expect that we'll have the answer in a week or something. You know, I'm not saying, I praise the police department just now, but when you go to somebody, you know, at that level, he says, let me check, I'll come back. You know, that checking takes sometimes in India a lot more. We lost a movie, Skyfall, the James Bond movie. I worked on it, and I worked on it in Gujarat. I was going to get that movie in Gujarat, and I worked 6 months on it. But the government of India and the railway minister was very, very nice to me at that time. But there's an article, if you Google, it's with me praising the government again. But saying that we weren't allowed because he wanted to close the Sabarmati, that bridge for 8 days to do that stunt on the bike. And Gary was the world's biggest stunt guy, and I spoke to him that do it in intervals. That's what the then government told us, that you do it in intervals. And the trains, he wanted to block 2 train paths to do that stunt, where he drives the motorcycle. And the movie would have definitely been shot in Ahmedabad, but we didn't get clearance to shoot it.
Sir, I want to leave you the last line before I open it up for a Q&A.
I would just repeat the line which I said in my presentation. Kuch din to guzaro Gujarat mein, give Gujarat an opportunity. I'm very, very sure most of the people coming to Gujarat have very good experience, and they continue to deal with us on long-term basis. Thank you very much.
If there are any questions, we're happy to take them, but I understand there's a time limit. But please, sir, go ahead. Rajanji, the gentleman behind you, and then after that you.
Sir, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I heard your presentation very nicely, and during your presentation, I underlined one sentence only, that you are going to give the opportunity cinematic incentive of Gujarat in all Indian languages. Is it so? Is it true?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, then the question arises. If anyone, mother tongue is Sindhi, going to talk about the Gujarat in Sindhi movie, will you appreciate that? Will you sponsor that?
Yes. In fact, there is a provision for what we can call affiliation and promotion of stories, culture of Gujarat. So if anybody wants to make a movie about Gujarat in any other language, that is part of the policy.
This is wonderful. Then there are 2 small sentences, and you can consider all those sentences as a suggestion. एक तो कॉलेजेस में और यूनिवर्सिटी में आप कॉलेज फिल्म मेकिंग के लिए आप इस इंस्टीट्यूट से इंट्रोडक्शन दे दीजिए. जस्ट स्मॉल 30 सेकेंड मूवी, 2 मिनट मूवी, कॉलेज मूवीज, आई एम अंडरलाइनिंग इट. 1. And if a person of Kerala making movie in Kerala territory in Gujarati, please appreciate that, sponsor that. और कुछ जो इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस में कर रहे हैं उनको थोड़ा बजट और ज़्यादा बढ़ा के दे दीजिए, हेल्प हो जाएगी गुजरात के भी. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Thank you. That was a very good suggestion, and I'm sure, knowing how progressive, genuinely progressive the state is, and I'm sure you'll find it'll be tweaked, and I'm sure bettered. Mic, please.
There is a council, National Council for Promotion of Sindhi Language. This comes under Ministry of Education, and I'm a director over there. We would like to have MOU with this organization.
Yeah, our team
And
will
I'll
get in
add
touch with you and
yes,
definitely
sir,
will.
yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Rajanji?
Okay, my name is Rajan Saigal. So it's a nice presentation, and your launch of film tourism policy in Ahmedabad few days back, it was a great occasion. And as Mr. Roy said, you know, when you said your eligibility, if you can put in that, they should, you know, that star of the movie should, you know, say a few lines about Gujarat. When films are shot outside India, the traffic from India to that place becomes so much, you know, I asked a particular question. So they said when we shot a movie, they said the first shot to be in that particular country, the hero or the heroine should say a few words about the country, and they put it on the social media. So this is one of the best tourism promotion. And secondly, sir, you know, after COVID, the travel and tourism hospitality industry survived by the domestic tourism of India. So we have lots of people from Northeast. I have a beautiful actors and producer. So when they come and shoot in your state will become popular in Northeast also. So Northeast people can come and visit Gujarat. Same thing you can do also in Northeast. So I told the lady that you should meet Khyati ji or somebody and promote these kind of films also for the domestic tourism. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question? Is there anyone else? Okay, so then I guess we'll close the session, and I think it was wonderful to know about such a progressive policy that you have. Of course, lots of good suggestions from the floor and from Pravesh ji. Thank you, Pravesh, for always giving us your insightful views, and I'm sure we'll see Schwarzenegger and Johnny Depp and Brad Pitt in Gujarat. Maybe talking in Gujarati soon. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being such a wonderful host,
Thank you.
audience, and thank you to Knowledge Series.